All right. So if you have read the book I shared on the platform, Candlestick Trading Bible, uh, I'm sure you learned something about top-down analysis. I want to believe that you have read it because if you have not, I may be using some terms that you wouldn't be familiar with. So kindly visit it after the class because that is our reference book. Okay. So he spoke about top-down analysis. So the top-down analysis, what it means is that look at what the market is doing on the higher time frame, then translate it to the lower time frame, and then trade from there. So basically, what we are trying to say is that if the market is in an uptrend on the higher time frame, we want to see an uptrend on a lower time frame so we can trade in line with the trend. Okay. What do we mean by higher time frame and lower time frame? So watch here. Some people were asking me how to do analysis on the trading view and all that. I think you can also learn from here when I'm doing the analysis. Okay. So here are the two bars, right? Here. So if you want any of them, you just click on it. Okay. And then you can select them as favorites. So you see, I have a list of them here. These are the tools that I use for my analysis. So when I need them, I don't always have to come here for them to select them because I've already added them here. Okay. So if I want the trend line, assuming it wasn't here, I'll just click on this one. And you see there is a trend line. There is a horizontal line here, horizontal ray, and then the horizontal line. So any of them, there's a vertical line here as well. So the one that I want, I'll just pick it. Once you click on it, it will select it, and then you put it where you want. Okay. Yeah, and then if you want to write anything on it, so if you do analysis, you want to share with me, you can use the text to, I mean, illustrate what you mean. So you can write, this is an uptrend. I've marked my higher highs or something like that. You can do that on the chat and you send it to me. Okay. Right. And I talked about higher time frame and lower time frame. So right, you see, beside the asset, so this is SAU USD, that's gold. Right beside it, you see there's a plus symbol here. If you want to add a different asset, that's where you go. Then right next to it, you see 5M. You see when I place the cursor on it, you see right under it 5 minutes. Okay. So this it means that what I have on the chart is the 5 minutes time frame. But I spoke about top-down analysis. So I'm going to click on it. Now, once I click on it, it gives me access to the various time frames that are available. So as a day trader or as a beginner trader, like all of us, okay, this is your reference time frame. So you start from the daily time frame, okay? The daily time frame, that is your reference time frame. So you look at what is happening on the daily time frame. Then you start breaking it down so you know which direction that you will go. I hope that is clear. So first, I will zoom this to the daily time frame. Okay. I have to adjust. I have to adjust it so that it will appear nice to all of us. Okay, let me just take them all off. Okay, so I want to quiz you a bit. Can you tell me the trend of this market? Because we did that the last meeting. So tell me the trend before I continue. You can unmute and say it or put it in the chat box. I'll check it. I want to know that we are all on the same page. The trend of the market. Nobody has typed anything. Okay. Michael is saying it's an uptrend. Eben is also saying it's an uptrend. Kelvin is saying an uptrend. Man TK is also saying it's an uptrend. Kenneth is saying it's an uptrend. The ladies, you are not saying anything. Or you agree with the men. Okay. Abigail is also saying it's an uptrend. Is anybody having a different view? Say it so that you explain it to us. Okay, Priscilla, Esinam, they are all also confirming that it's an uptrend. Thank you, Alice. I know that you've learned something. All right. Agnes. Okay. Right. So we are all agreeing that it is an uptrend. Okay. So I will go a step lower. So you see, I started from the daily time frame. I'm going to go to what? The 4 hour time frame. Now, anytime you change the time frame, you need to adjust the charts. Okay. Other than that, it wouldn't look appealing because I told you that the 24 hours contains six 4 hour candles. So if you zoom from the 24 hours to the 4 hours, it's going to break down the 24-hour candle into six. So it's going to split them. That's why it becomes scattered. Same way, if I should go a step lower, it's going to split them further. So definitely, after doing that, the chart will be scattered. You have to adjust it. Okay. Now let's look at this. You see that this one is very clear. Now you can see the higher highs, the higher lows, and then all that. This is just beautiful. What I have on the chart now is very beautiful. Like it's so simple that even before I mark, I know exactly what to expect, where to do it, and then all. Okay. Right. So this is an uptrend. We have learned that when a market is in an uptrend, it forms series of higher highs and then higher lows. And I want to believe that we all remember the higher highs and then the higher lows. So this side is a higher high, and then what we have down here is a higher low. Okay, same thing, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Same thing here, higher high, higher low. Okay, so what did we say we will do? After identifying the higher highs, you go ahead and then you mark the levels. Okay, you mark the levels. So I'm going to do that. I'll mark this level here. I'll mark this one as my high. Then I'll mark this as well. So do this for me from here. All the analysis that you do, check from the daily and then zoom to H4 and do the analysis and send it to me. I mean, if I'm to give you an assignment, that's what I want you to do. Okay, do it on H4. All right, I'll show you how you are going to take it from the smaller time frame, which is the M30, M15, and then what have you. If you read the book, it mentioned that as a beginner, it's advisable you trade on the higher time frame because there are a lot of noises on the lower time frame. So do all your analysis on the daily and then the H4, okay, so that you get the trend very well. Now I'll break it down for you to the lower time frame so you can pick your trades from there. All right. So there are more higher highs to mark. There is this one. There is this as well. We have this. We have this one. So you see how easy it is. I want it to become this easy for you as well. Okay. It was very easy for me doing it this morning, and that's what gave me $200 for the day. Okay. So I want you to understand it like this. Please, someone's microphone is on. Kindly mute it for us so that you don't create any distraction. All right, so this is just it. I've done my markings and it's just so beautiful. Okay, so assuming you were able to get the direction and you've done your markings like this, how were you going to take your trade? So we are going to use what we call the break and retest strategy. Let me put it somewhere here. Break and retest strategy. Okay, we use the break and retest strategy. I'm going to explain what the break is and then what the retest is. Okay, so remember we said that when it's going up, it's like this. We did something like this. So after, let me take this arrow down. So assuming you met the market like this, you see higher high, higher high. So you have marked this. This becomes your most immediate high, just like we have here. Good. So this will be a very good example. Okay. Now see, price is below this. So when the market is going back to your high, what you have marked, it is testing that level. It is testing it. The moment it goes through it. It has broken it. So that is the break. Okay. It has broken it. That's the break. Now, if it should come back to it, if it should come back to it, remember it tested it here when it was going through it. So it is coming to test it again. So we say it's what a retest because we have already done one in the past. We call it what a retest. So this is the retest. And upon the retest to the higher high here, we are going to take our buy. It's an uptrend, so we are going to take a buy from here and we would expect price to shoot up. You understand? So the break and retest, when you identify the high market, wait for price to go through it. That's the break. Wait for it to come back to it. That is the retest. Upon the retest, you take your entry. Now, how do you take your entry? What do you have to see before you take the entry? If you have read the book, it's mentioned the various type of candlesticks that we have. I'm going to name one. One of them is the pin bar. It can be bullish pin bar or bearish pin bar, if you remember, or you saw something like a hammer. Anytime that the market retests a higher high like this, and then it gives a formation of a hammer, it is a confirmation that the market is going to buy. Okay, so once you see the hammer formation, you can take a buy. That's not the only thing. We call something engulfing candle. That's why it's important to go through the book because I believe I have given the book to you. So I'm assuming that all of us have gone through the book, right? So if you see an engulfing candle, then it is also a confirmation that the market is going to buy. And once you see that, you take your buy. I'll show you some of the examples on the chart. Okay, then you take your buy. It's very simple. So let's look at the chart and see where the market broke through the levels and then how it bought up. Now let's look at here. We had our first break and retest here. Market bought, then broke this one, retested, and then it bought. Broke this one as well, retested, and it bought. Now I'm going to use this one because this is very clear. Now see, when after forming this high, sorry, I mean this one. After forming this high, price went through it. Okay, so there is a break. Now it came back to it. That is the retest. So you see that candle with a long wick here. Let me zoom out so you see it well. I mean this candle. This is the bullish pin bar I'm talking about. Okay, it has a longer lower shadow and with a shorter upper shadow and a very small body. What it signifies is that when the candle opened, the sellers pushed the price all the way down here, but the buyers were strong enough, so they were able to push price back up, and the candle ended up closing as what a bullish candle, signifying that the buyers are preparing to take control of the market. And that's the reason why it continued to give us this. Now, the sellers said they are not going to give up. So they gave us another candle to the opposite. Then the buyers took over again. Okay. And then another sell candle here, another one. Then we had this big candle engulfing all the bearish candles here. So we had this engulfing candle confirming that yes, the buy is ready. And that is what we saw here. You see how it bought all the way up. It bought all the way up. The same thing here. Look at this, a higher high. There was a break, market retested, gave us this pin bar, and look at it. See the way it has bought. Right, right. The same thing here. Today, I told you I took this buy. Upon the retest here, I saw price giving me this nice bullish candle. Then it started giving me this, what do you call it, pin bars, confirming that the market is going to buy. In fact, when we go to the app, I'll show you the trade I took and the profit I made. So it doesn't look like I'm just here saying it. Yeah. Okay. So if you really understand what is going on, you can actually make something for yourself. Okay. So that is how I traded this market. And it's the same way that you are going to trade it. This is not the only way you can do analysis, but this is the simplest. Okay. So try to understand this. The subsequent lessons, I'll show you various ways to do them. Okay, I'll show you various ways to do the analysis. I want to believe that this is clear because I'm going to open a different market. So maybe we would have to come back to this. So I'm not going to close it. I'll open a new tab, then open it all over again. Okay, so I want a different market. Okay, right. So we said that we are going to start from the daily time frame, right? Good. We are going to start from the daily time frame, as you can see here. Then we take it to the 4 hour time frame. So I'll go to 4 hours. Hmm. So I'm going to have to zoom out, else you won't see the trend very well. Yeah. So let me keep it like this. When we answer the type of trend, then I'll zoom out, because if I should zoom this, you may be confused. But I think this one like this is very clear. This is very clear. So what is the trend of this market? What is the trend of this market? Hmm. Okay, so Kojo was confirming something. What's the trend of this market? So we can continue. I don't believe you started. Okay, Kelvin is saying that it's a choppy market. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Anybody with a different view? Someone is also saying it's a ranging market. Okay. All right. That is nice. So it means that this is challenging. That's good. Okay, Michael is also saying it's a ranging market. Joycelyn also says it's a ranging market. Hmm. Hmm. Agnes, are you there? What do you see? What type of trend is that? Okay, so, wow. A lot of you are seeing the ranging market. Can can someone unmute and then explain to us why they think it is a ranging market? Yeah, let me just call someone from here. Joycelyn, can you explain to us why you think it is a ranging market? This is it. Can you explain to us why you think it is a ranging market? You are not talking. Who is going to say that? Michael, can you explain to us why you think it is a ranging market? Please, there is no right or wrong answer here. Just share your view, and then we will look to clarify it further. Oh, nobody is talking. Okay, so I think it is a bit confusing compared to this market. This one was very clear, but this is so. Let me explain something to you. Remember the first day I told you that there are three types of currency pairs. I mentioned major currency pair, minor currency pair, and then the exotic currency pairs. And then I mentioned that as a beginner, it's advisable you trade the major currencies because the exotics are very unstable. So this is an example of the exotics. Okay, so you see that it's not the movement is not nice at all. Yes. So the countries with unstable economies like Ghana, I'll look for Ghana, our destiny and show it to you. You see that there's something like this. So current countries with unstable economies, this is how most of the time their destiny looks like. Their currency charts. That's how it looks like. So let me take you a step back. You would understand that you will get it well. So if you look at it from here, what do you think is the trend? I understand why who said it's choppy? Somebody said it's choppy. Um Kelvin said it's choppy. No clear upward or downward trend because there is no clear okay. So you wanted to explain why but what is this? Is this choppy or ranging? Because a lot of people were saying it is a choppy market. Sorry, ranging market. So this explanation, is it for ranging market or choppy market? I want us to understand. Okay, I want us to understand it. Okay, so saying that it's ranging. All right, so now let's look at it again. If remember, bear in mind that this is an exotic pair. So the chart is not going to be as stable as the major currency markets. It's not going to be like that. That is why you see the type of what do you call it? Candles you are seeing here. See the wicks. Yeah, those charts are very complicated. They are very, very complicated. Sorry. Sorry. I wanted this market, but for under, it's the same market. Hold on. I'm using a different USD under. Okay. I wanted this one. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. This is what I wanted. It's the same market, only that the other one is from a different source. And this is also from a different source. But this is the original source that we are trading. This one is the original source that we are trading. So I want to believe that now it has become very clear. Sorry, I confused you. It was coming from a different market. That's why it appeared like that. What is the trend now? I hope it is clear now. What is the trend? Hmm. Okay, Abigail went first. She says it's a downtrend. Oh, okay, so I confused you. That is fine. Yeah, so over here, it's obvious that the market is a downtrend. Okay, it is in downtrend. It's a downtrending market. It's very obvious. However, um, some people said that it was choppy, and then I agree with you. At a point, the market was choppy. Even here, when we look at it at some point, the market was choppy. So this is the case. The choppy is not a trend. The ranging is also not a trend. So this is what happened. When the market is in an uptrend, at some point, it's going to be choppy. It's going to saturate. It's going to consolidate. It means the same thing. Okay. It's going to consolidate. So what we were seeing there, when the candles were packed together, like packed like this, that time the market was consolidating. It's fine. So this is it. Look at the overall trend, and then you can tell me that okay, this market is in a downtrend. However, getting to the end of the market, we could see that the market is what? Consolidating. You understand? That is actually what is happening. But we can still see the trend clearly here that we have lower lows coming down. So clearly this is what a downtrend. However, the market consolidated around this level. If you explain it like this to me, correct for 100 points, right? That is just it. So if this is a downtrend, we've learned that we will go a step lower, which is the 4 hour chart. Mm. So this one is a bit clumsy. So let me use the daily chart to do that because other than that, it will be scattered. You will not get the lower lows well. But from here, I believe that even without doing it, most of you have been able to identify it. Right. So the market started selling from here. So the first lower low was here. We had this one, then this, this one, and then the last one is down here. So I mean that we had our first low here. Then there is this low, there is this one, then we have this, and then the last one is down here, this one as well. So how are we going to trade it? You wait for market to break through, it goes for a retest, then you sell. Wait for it to break through, goes for a retest, then you sell. So here you see it didn't retest this level. So we would have missed this sell from here, unless of course maybe we saw it on the lower time frame or something. Then here it broke through, couldn't retest, that's fine. But look at this one, a beautiful retest. Look at it. A breakout, price retested it and then straight away it sold. Same thing here. A breakout, price retested and then look at it. It sold. It went back to it and then it sold. Now it is reacting to the level here. So if it is able to break down here, what will we expect? Let me do the at. If it's able to break through, then this one becomes our immediate lower low. We would expect price to come back to it and then drop. So we are going to take the sell from here. We are going to take the sell from here. Yes, so that is how we are going to analyze this market. Okay, so this is what a clear downtrend, only that here it is consolidating. So what it means is that if you had gotten in here, if you took a sell from here, you wait for a long time before the market will now start moving in your direction. Because if you look here, this one covers, let me check. Let me confirm how long the market has been behaving this way. So the consolidating started here and then it's still even in session. So let's put it here. So it started on 25th, 1st August 2025. And as at today, what do you call it? As at 13th October, it was still consolidating. So it means that over 2 months, the market was consolidating. So imagine you got into this trade. It will stress you a lot before eventually goes in your favor. That is why we don't recommend you trade the exotics. It's not like you can't trade it at all. You can, but mostly it's for swing traders, people who can hold trades for a long time, for a very long time. Okay. So as a beginner, you can be trying your hands on the what do you call it? The major currencies and then the other assets. Okay. So that's fine. It's good we were able to tell the trend. Okay, so I want to. Okay, I'll let this up. Then I can add this. Okay, yeah. So I want to open another trade. I don't want to close them just in case you have a question and then we have to go back. Yeah. So let me open another market. Then we look at the trend and then we mark it. So the fourth one, I'll open the chart, then I'll open the floor so that you tell me the trend and then where to place my lines. Okay. So let's look for different markets. I'm going to analyze Bitcoin. Okay, let me analyze Bitcoin. You see, I have some analysis here. This one's for big people. Okay. So what is the trend of this market? As it stands now, what is the trend of the market? It started from somewhere and then it went somewhere. And it is doing something. If you are, you'll be able to add that one to, I'll appreciate it. What's the trend? Yeah, Bernard, don't worry. We recording it. Zoom out. Ooh, okay, someone said. Oh, sorry. I didn't see this. I didn't see this. Okay, so let me even correct you from here. Um, Winfred, let me make a clarification here. You see, if I should zoom out, if I should zoom out too much, sometimes when you do it too much, the trend will change. Okay. If you zoom in too much, the trend may change. Even this market like this, if I should zoom out too much, the trend will change. This is the thing. That is why don't you don't have to look at just what you see on the chart to tell the trend of the market. There is a technical way to do that. And the technical way to tell the trend of the market is to identify either the higher highs and higher lows or the lower lows and the lower highs. So that is the only thing you can use technically to tell the actual trend of the market. And you can see that this market has lower lows and lower highs. So this is what a clear downtrend. This also has this one, oh, it's gone. But then we marked lower, higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so this is also what a clear uptrend. You understand? So that is what we are going to use to tell the trend of the market, and not just the picture that we are seeing on the screen. Because if you zoom yours wrongly, you will see a different thing. That's the point I want to make. So be careful. Don't tell the trend by just the visual you have on your screen. Look at the technicals, okay, the higher highs and the higher lows to tell that the market is in an uptrend, or the lower lows and the lower highs to tell that it is what in a downtrend. I hope that point is very clear. If you do it that way, you always get it right. It's an uptrend, but was choppy at a certain point. Okay, Michael, thank you. Yeah, of course, choppy around here, even here, but then it's a clear uptrend because we can see the highs. We see this is a higher high. This is a higher high, which is higher than this one. We have another one here, which is a high high, which is higher than this. So that confirms that the market is in an uptrend. Okay, we have the higher lows here, higher lows. So this is what an uptrend in markets. So don't get it twisted. It's very simple. So you identify the highs and then you mark them. So from here, I'll mark my high here, and then here too, I'll mark this, and then this will be the immediate high. This is the immediate high, right? So from here we can tell that it's an uptrend. Okay. And over here you see that price almost retested, but there is a way we can catch it, and then it bought. Okay, look at it here. And then we are going. In fact, it even came here and then it bought all the way here, and then it came back up and is trying to push up again. Okay, so clearly price has, or the market has formed series of higher highs, and obviously that is what an uptrend in markets. Okay. Hmm. So I want to believe that that is cool. Let's look at another one. Okay. Okay, so I want to give you, let's use one of ours, one from my mother broker. Sure. So good, 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 good. Let me use this one so that I'll see if you really understand it. Now, I want you to tell me the previous trend of the market and then the current trend of the market. Okay. I put it in a very nice way. The market was doing something, and as we can see, it's doing another thing. I wanted to put it in a very nice way. Who can help me? What is the trend of this market? And what was the trend? Not trend, but it's consolidated, moves, where is it? Further. Okay. Was that uptrend, and at some point it became consolidated? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. What does the white and black colors on the candle stick imply? Mantic. Very obvious that this is your first time joining us. Yes, so the colors, um, the black ones are for the cells, which we call the bearish candles, and the white ones are bullish candles. On your chart, they may appear as green and red. The green ones are the same as the white ones, so the greens are bullish, and then the red ones are also the same as the black ones. They are what? Bearish. So they tell you where the market was selling and where it was buying. Okay. Focus on the high, 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 low for the uptrend and lower low. Excellent. Richmond, thank you for um stating that again. So please, that is it. Technically, if you want to tell the trend of the market, look at these things. These are the technical ways to check the trend of the market. Okay. The higher highs, the higher lows, the lower lows, and then the lower highs. Breakout has happened. Which market was that? Is it the one that's okay, okay, okay? Is it the one that I have on the screen, right? The one I was going to ask you about. Okay, so you don't worry, I'll go there. You can explain further. Uptrend to ranging to downtrend. We will check it. Are there highs that are not higher highs? and lows that are not lower lows, because I see some highs and some lows, but you don't mark these ones or those. Excellent, JC. Yes. Yes. So this is the thing. If there is a higher high, okay, and then the market closes above it or it breaks it to form another high, I'm going to ignore the middle one. I'm going to ignore it. The reason is that that new high has become the most important or the relevant high. If the previous one was significant, market would have respected it. Okay, so that is it. Most of the time, you see that I'll ignore most of them because market has passed the level. When I go back, I'll show you. It's good you're asking questions today. I like that. Market was in an uptrend, but is currently consolidating. Kenneth, okay, we will see that uptrend to choppy to downtrend. Excellent, Joyce Flame. Based on the breakout of the lower lows, it is currently downtrend. Excellent. Right. I like hey, you must be an experienced trader. Yeah. The trend is an uptrend, making higher highs and then higher lows. After that, it consolidates for a while to gather the momentum and moves up. Kelvin, come again. There is volatility 25. Look at it again. It was an uptrend, consolidated, and then it's becoming a downtrend. I like this. Now I know that you are following and you understand what we are doing. You understand what we are doing. So yes, it was a perfect uptrend. Look at this. You can find higher highs here, a lot of them. So it was who asked about somebody asked JC. You said that some of the highs I don't mark them. So look at something here. You see, there was a high here. Okay. So mostly where the green candle closes and then the red one opens. Okay. Most of the time, that is the higher high. When you reverse it, that becomes the lower low. Okay. So you see that this side was a higher high when it was going up. This was a high high. This was also a high high. And then this is also a high high. Now, between the three of them, which of them do you think I'll consider? Because if this was what do you call it an important or significant higher high, market would have retested it right away and then you would have bought. But that didn't happen. It crossed this and then came to form this. Then this rather went for the retest to give us another high. So I will consider this as what? A higher high and ignore all this. Okay. So if the market breaks out from a previous higher high, most of the time we ignore them. We ignore them. So this is one, and this is also obviously what a higher high. So you see that if I mark this, it means I've ignored this one. So I'll mark this one and then I'll ignore this. Yes, then there is this high, excellent, high, excellent, high, excellent. Then on and on it goes like that. Now you see over here, consolidated for a while. This, although it was trending down for a while here, but then it consolidated. Once the candles are packed, a lot of them put together around the same point is what it consolidated. Yes, and then you see that this whole picture tried to range, but then couldn't give us a proper range in market. So within it, it consolidated a while. The reason why we are saying that the current state or trend is a downtrend is because now you see that price has now started forming lower lows and lower highs because this is the lower low and this is what the lower high. This is a lower low and this is a lower high. Okay, so there has been a shift in market direction. There is a shift in market direction. We will get there. Okay, we will look at how to identify the shift and then all that. But for now, let's do this because if I should add that, some of you will be confused. But you see the moment the market stops forming higher highs. So this is where it stopped doing that. You see, this was the immediate high. So ideally, what was expected of it? This should have continued to break it and give us a new high. That didn't happen and went on to form this what lower high here. So obviously it's changing, right? It's changing. Then this becomes our lower low. Then boom, it gave us a new low and then a lower high. So obviously the current status was a downtrend. So if I am to mark this, I'll ignore all this thing because this is past and gone. I don't need it. And then I'll now come and mark this low and then I'll mark this low as well. Okay, so we expected a retest here, so we'll continue the sell. It didn't happen. There is another way to look at it. there was this level here, when price was dropping, this became a low. So we could also use, we can use this one to take an entry from here. And this market, we sold it yesterday. Yeah, we sold it yesterday. And then I think we started even 3 days ago or something. Some of my people, my students, they got it and they sold it and they made money from it. So now what we are waiting for, and that's the most important thing to you as it stands now, because you are looking for the current opportunity, and this is it. You are waiting for market to come here, then retest it, and then boom, continue to go down. So you wait patiently for it to get here. When it starts selling, you hop on. Okay, that is how you are going to do this. That's fine. So now let me give you your one for you to try. I'll call your names. So you tell me the trend, then you tell me where I should put my levels. Okay, so make reference to the prices here. Tell me to put the line around, let's say 2,950, 2,000 something something. Okay, you just give me an estimate. I'll know what you mean. But I want to know that um you can do it on your own. Okay, so which market? Let me see this one. Okay, this is too simple. Hmm. Let me see. Okay, this will confuse you. I know. Maybe this. Hmm. Okay. Before somebody will tell me this is consolidating. You have a lot of options to choose from. So when you do your analysis and then you see that market is not getting to your entry, you can look at a different market because you have several of them. Okay, let me set let me see if I found it. Okay, so I just want an obvious one so that it will be very easy for you to do the marking. All the markets that I have opened, okay, there is a way I can analyze that. If I do that with you, you may be confused because those ones are advanced analysis, but we are learning the basics now. Okay, that's why I just opened them and closed. Okay, this is very clear. Yes, this one is very clear. So I want to believe that we can do this. So who will tell us? Um, Chinese, so that's okay. How do you change the color of the candle? So quite very simple. Why is it? Oh, so you tap on any empty space, you right click, okay, right click. Then you go to settings. Okay, settings is here. Then first, I want to change the background. So I'll go to gradient. Then I'll maintain the white and I'll change this to, this is my favorite setting actually. Then you go to symbols. So you see the candles here. The body, I change this to white. I change this to black and the rest to black, 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 and black. Then, okay. So this is how I like mine. Yeah, so I've changed it completely. If you want, you can revert it back. However, the colors actually don't play any role. Yeah, because I told you the other time, when you put the cursor on the candle, you can see the opening, the closing, the high and the low, and that can tell you the type of candle, whether bullish or bearish. Okay, that's a technical way to tell the type of candlestick it is, rather than looking at the colors, because I can change even my bullish candles to red and then black and then the berries to white and green. Okay, that wouldn't mean anything. But the technical behind them is what? The highs, the low, the opening and the closing. All right, so I want someone to tell me the trend of the markets and help me to. Boss, what indices is this? So this market is for our parent broker, Deriv Limited, where we have registered accounts. Okay, so this is we call them synthetic indices. Now, these were created to mimic the currency market. So for this market, it opens 24/7. You can trade them anytime, any day, from anywhere. We call them volatility index. Okay, so this is volatility 10 index. What we have on the chart is volatility 10 index. Okay, right. So I want you to tell me the trend of the markets and then the levels that we are going to mark. Let's go. I think we've done an hour. Let's be fast with it so we can wrap up. What's the trend? What's the trend here? Nobody is saying anything. Put it in the chat box. What is the trend of the market? I mean this one. This. That guy has between the two times. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe this is the break you are talking about. Hmm. Yes, I want more options. Like, what is the trend of the markets? Or the other one you were talking, and then now nobody wants to talk because I said you show me how to market. Okay, so I have three people saying it's a downtrend. Anybody with a different idea? Anyone else? Agnes, are you there or you're gone? I know you have questions. She's gone. So somebody should call her. Okay. All right. So I think that we all agree that it is a downtrend in markets. That is fine. Yes. So yes, it is a downtrend in markets, and then obviously the market has formed series of lower lows that we can easily mark. Series of lower lows that we can easily mark. Here, whilst it was dropping, it was also consolidating along. So I'm sure it may confuse some of you, but it shouldn't. You can clearly see the lows as well. So just go ahead and mark them. Then that will be it. Then this is the last one where the retest is happening. So we see a clear downtrend from here, and this is how it sold. Retest, break, retest, break, retest, break, retest, break, retest, break, retest, break. Didn't happen. Break. This also didn't happen. Now it has broken and it is retested. But it's very near. So if I'm trading, I wouldn't take this one too close. Okay, so this is how you are going to mark a downtrend. So the way I've taken my time to do this, I want to believe that you've gotten the concept. So your assignment is that right after here, you can do it this evening and share it. Go and then identify, like select any market, identify the trend and mark the levels very, very well. Okay. Please don't do it anyhow. Try and get it. Tell yourself you want to get it, you will get it. Draw the lines and then send it to me. You can add a voice note or a text explanation. Tell me what you are seeing and what you are expecting. Okay, so I was going to take you through how you are going to take the trades with your phones and then all that. There is a video recording on that. So I will, what do you call it? Make this video also available to you. Then I'll add the other one from the trading app. I'll add it to it. So after doing your analysis from tomorrow, you can start doing the demo trading. Okay, can start doing the demo trading. So if you face any challenge, I'm always available. You can write to me and then I'll take you through. So